about the two-state solution. I don't see two states. I see one state which is racist, Arab, Muslim state, and the leaders of the Palestinians say no Jew will live under a Palestinian state, under the sovereignty of a Palestinian state. This is okay. Arabs can be racist. If a Jewish state would have said, we don't want any Arab to live under us, they would have said, oh, you're racist. This is apartheid. But with the Arabs, it's okay. I'm talking about the whole world. I'm talking about the democratic countries. How can they accept a thing like that? But I see one Arab state and one Jewish state which has 1.5 million Arabs who today call themselves Palestinians. So where's the two-state solution? I don't see a Jewish state and an Arab state. I see an Arab state, and I see a state which is, you have intermingled Arabs with Jews. Maybe there is one state solution, not two-state solution. The one-state solution is based on the following. Jordan has 85% of its citizens, they are Palestinians. Jordan is not Hashemite. It's Palestinian. And maybe it will take another generation or maybe 2 generations and it will turn out to be Palestinian. Gaza is already Palestinian. The West Bank is going to be Palestinian. So what's left? It left the Jewish state where the Jews are 77% already. Now I'll tell you what the Israeli Arabs are doing. And as I said, the Arabs have a very large backing. They have Iran on the one side and the Turks on the other. The Turks and the Iranians are not Arabs, but they are Muslims. They are Muslim countries, and they are working on annihilation of Israel. Then you have the Arab nations, and then you have the Palestinians, and then you have the Israeli Arabs. The Israeli Arabs are the most dangerous. Why is that? Because they have the vote. They form now 10%, almost 10% of the Knesset. When they become 15, 20%, they may change the whole concept of the Jewish state. They don't have to be 51%. It's enough if they are 20%, or even less. And I'll tell you why. Today, the right and the left are quite balanced. So if somebody wants to become a prime minister and to form a government, he needs the Arab vote. That's why the left is going after the Arabs and promising all sorts of promises. Now supposing in Israel a government cannot be formed without the Arab vote, then the Arabs will say to somebody like Shimon Peres or somebody like Yossi Sarid, if you want to become a prime minister, you need us. And if you need us, we need you. We'll make you a prime minister. But abolish the law of return. Or apply it to the Arabs too. And there you have the Arabs, the influx of Arabs into the Jewish state. Or otherwise, there will be no law of return. And I can assure you there will be many people who would try to convince us that this is the best solution. So we should think ahead. Now, I have gone into research of the Arab intelligentsia manifest. What are they thinking about? What are they planning for the future? And there is an organization that includes all the intelligent Arabs, and includes also the local government, the Arab local government, all these cities and institutions who are Arab. What they are trying to do is to have a national entity within Israel. In other words, they want to be a state within a state, or they want to control the Jewish state. And I can tell you from one of the manifests, it says thus: we, the Palestinian Arabs, living in Israel, natives of the land and citizens of Israel, are part of the wider Arab nation and Arab culture, and part of the greater Islamic people. Not a word about living in Israel, but not a word about the Jews or the majority. Then they say, Israel is the outcome of a colonialist act initiated by the Jews of East Europe and backed by colonial states. Their demand is for Israel to recognize its responsibility for the Nakba and pay compensation to the victims. So they're working now on nationhood within Israel. In other words, they want to turn Israel into a state, not a Jewish state, but a state of all its citizens. And you will be surprised that there are some Jews who back that, who support that. Not only support, but they help them to do that. And I can tell you that I was a senior lecturer in Tel Aviv University for many years. Out of ideology, I went to Ariel, which is a small, little university, hardly 30 years old. We started in 1982 in Barkan, somewhere near, and we moved to Ariel, and now we have 12,000 students. Some of them are Palestinians from East Jerusalem. And we have all the faculties that exist, almost all. And you will find that some of the academics in Tel Aviv University or in the University of Jerusalem, the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, want the end of this university. They even came to demonstrate against the university. They go abroad and they say, boycott Ariel University. In seminars and conferences that I attend abroad, I have no problem with the Arabs. I can prove that they are wrong in any discussion. I have a problem with my colleagues from the University of Tel Aviv and from the Hebrew University in Jerusalem. There lies the main problem. I was at a conference in Cordova some years ago. And the discussion was about the freedom of access to the holy places. And there was a Palestinian called Ziad Abu Ziyad from a village just outside Jerusalem.